This book is called The Memory of Water by Alan Smutilo. And Alan is an artist. He talks about his different journeys with water. So he starts off with the town that he grew up in a town that he traveled to, where he opened an art studio with a group of people, and he talks about his experiences in that. And then he goes to several places in the Arctic and has lots of encounters with the wildlife. Goes with a group of friends for the most part to explore these places and brings his watercolors. And he also goes to Hawaii, and he goes to all these places really to see the different beauty, and because he feels like everything is connected with water through the entire book, he really connects water with everywhere that he goes and connects it with his artwork. And it was really cool because the book would talk about his actual experiences, and then there would be pictures in the book, and they would actually be his art pieces that he made of the locations that he was describing. And so throughout the book, he would be like Cheryl's experience in Wild. He would be narrating his own personal experience, what he went through, as well as what he made with the artwork, and added this artwork to the actual book. He really valued nature, so throughout the book, Alan really does a great job at projecting the importance of really perceiving nature as a beautiful thing. So that's also something that I connected with personally through going to the ropes course and backpacking, and because going there, I also did some drawings, and another thing that I did also was really admire how beautiful the nature is, because I feel like it's really out of the ordinary to really just submerge yourself in nature and do something that you wouldn't normally do every day. And that is something that I look to hopefully do more later on in my life. After this experience, because of this class, it's really emphasized that to me, the importance of going out into nature and really submerging yourself and doing things that you wouldn't normally do every day. So this is something that Alan does in his book, and so he travels to all these places, but he has the common factor of his friends and his art. So he goes to all of these places with the same type of perception of trying to find new things and really have an open mind about everything that he's seeing, all of the wildlife he sees. It's really crazy and really life-enduring for him, and this ties well with the long walk and the adventure that they went through. So also, throughout the book, Alan portrays his idea of adventure, which is really just going out and enjoying nature and all that it is, and enduring all that it is. It kind of seems like Alan feels like adventure is really something where you go to, you know, a low populated area, a place where you can really focus and be one with nature and really express yourself in the way that you normally do, with the people that you normally would, but doing things that you wouldn't normally do. So that ties really well with my portrayal of adventure, which, like I said before, is going out of your comfort zone and really doing something that really puts you in nature. All right, so right now I'm going to be talking a little bit about the different chapters that there were in this book. So this book had a lot of cool chapters. All of the chapters were explaining a different experience that Alan's gone through. So Alan starts off his adventures by telling us a little bit about where he grew up. He grew up in Tombradori, and that's where he went to college, where he talks a little bit about an artist collective that he began with some friends, where people could really go and just do art. And one story that he mentioned was that there was an old fisherman that lived in the town near the ocean, and he really hated this artist collective because they were so liberal. So Alan actually went on a mission to paint his very first portrait of this fisherman. After he talks about Tombradori and the fisherman and the artist collective that he went to, he talks about the Arctic, which is about half of the book, where he actually talks about the Arctic and all of his experiences there. He talks about his experiences with two different tribes that are both the Inuit and the Thule. The Thule was actually in Greenland, while the Inuit was in Baila Island. Something that the Inuit tribes really cherished was fishing, and so with this came the importance of the kayak. So Alan talks a lot about all of his experiences with his kayak, with fishing, with the Inuit, and his experiences with them. So the next chapter was about Greenland, where he went to Greenland and he kayaked there, and he met the Thule, which are actually the ancestors of the Inuit. So the tool had more access to sea mammals because the water was warmer and the land was also warmer. So there were polar bears there. There were all these types of animals, and actually here is where Alan and the crew that he's with have a lot of different scary experiences with polar bears, and there are polar bears clawing outside of their tents. There are polar bears swimming, following them on their kayaks. After going to Greenland, Alan goes with his friends to Maui. And so in Maui, he goes scuba diving in the ocean with his friends to observe the humpback whales. And it's really cool because he kind of explains Maui as this beautiful place with lots of sunshine, lots of really kind people. Lastly, Alan went with his friends to India. He specifically went to the Ganga River, which is nicknamed Varanasi, and this is a really sacred river. The people there drinking from the water and really it being a sacred place. A lot of the time, in this book, Alan talks a lot about the places that he goes to, the experiences that he has, and he talks a lot geographically about the areas that he goes to. So how in the Arctic he talks about the sunlight, in Maui he talks about the nature and the warmth, in Greenland he talks about how everything is green and how there's more sea life there, and talks about all of his encounters with sea life there and all of the tribes that live there.